Oh man, I don't know what they was thinking. I don't know what they was thinking. Yo, what's good, YouTube? It's your boy Jammers coming at you guys with another video. Now today, I'm gonna get straight into it, bruh. The Oklahoma City Thunder have agreed to trade Russell Westbrook to the Houston Rockets for Chris Paul, first round picks in 2024 and 2026, pick swaps in 2021 and 2025. League sources tell ESPN. Oh my God, yo. Daryl Morey, if you guys don't know who Daryl Morey is, he's like the GM of the Rockets. Literally every superstar that's been in like trade talks or like things of that nature, this man has literally tried to get, he just wants to get stars, right, to put into James Harden. It's not gonna work. I'm gonna say that just right off the bat. It is not going to work. Either way you look at it, I mean, I guess you could say it's an upgrade for the Rockets because Chris Paul is worse than Chris Paul is not better than Westbrook, or they're both on the downside of their career, but Westbrook is kind of like more athletic than Chris Paul, I guess you could say. He's not a better shooter than Chris Paul, so I don't know how that's going to work if you're playing with James Harden, who has the #1 usage rate in the NBA, takes the most shots. He just finished averaging 36 points. Like, that kind of doesn't even get talked about, but he just literally averaged 36 points. So if you're putting a guy next to him like Westbrook, who literally is ball dominant, averages a triple-double, had a terrible shooting percentage career from, he had a terrible shooting percentage from three-pointer, terrible shooting percentage from free throw. Everything, it was like a career low for him. I think he shot like 29% from the three-point line, 69% from the free throw line. Come on now, like that's not good. Now OKC, you guys are wondering what OKC is gonna do. They're in a rebuild, so in terms of Chris Paul, I'm not sure what they're gonna do with Chris Paul. Like, I don't think they're gonna keep him because he also has an insane deal where like he's supposed to be getting towards 50 million in like his fourth year, like the fourth year of his contract, something insane like that. So yeah, I don't know what OKC's gonna do with that. I don't know if they're gonna waive him. I don't know what they're gonna do with Chris Paul. It's looking really bad for Chris Paul right now. I don't know what's gonna happen to him. But in terms of Westbrook and James Harden, guys, if you go back in history, literally Westbrook, Kevin Durant, James Harden, Serge Ibaka, they all played on the same team. They got to the NBA Finals in 2012 versus the Miami Heat. They lost in 5 games. James Harden wanted $4 million on his contract, or a little contract boost or whatever you want to call it. OKC wasn't trying to give it to him. James Harden leaves, goes to the Rockets, becomes a megastar, right? Now it's just Kevin Durant. I don't really remember when Serge Ibaka left, but he left. And at some point in that time he ended up leaving to the Magic or whatever. You got Westbrook, Kevin Durant. They literally couldn't win. They were just losing. And then in 2016, they blew a 3-1 lead. Kevin Durant decides to leave to the Warriors. Now it's just Westbrook by himself, right? Westbrook by himself. He has a breakout year, averages a triple-double for the first time, wins the MVP, but he gets bounced in the first round by who? The Houston Rockets and James Harden, right? The next year, OKC trades for Paul George. Now it's Paul George and Westbrook. Paul George and Westbrook go up in the finals in the first round against the rookie-led Donovan Mitchell Jazz. So Donovan Mitchell was a rookie. He led the Jazz to the playoffs as a rookie, and he beat Oklahoma City that had Paul George, Carmelo Anthony, and Westbrook. They literally lost in, I think it was, 6 games. Yeah, they lost in 6 games to the Utah Jazz. So it wasn't getting any better for Westbrook. Honestly, it literally wasn't getting any better. The following year, they try to blame it on Carmelo Anthony. He leaves. Now you just have Westbrook and PG. They run it back to see if they can do something good. Westbrook and PG, they end up going against Damian Lillard and the Portland-led, yeah, I get what I'm saying. Dame, Dalla, Portland Trailblazers versus OKC, Russell Westbrook, Paul George. They lose in the first round. They lose to the Blazers in the first round. And now you're kind of just sitting there like, okay, this man is literally on the downside of his career. Had a career low from free throw range. Had a career low from three-point range. They're not going anywhere. They're not going to win. So you know what OKC decides to do? They decide to head into a rebuild. Paul George did ask for a trade. They were going to try to run it back, but Paul George asked for a trade. So they're like, you know what? It's kind of like a gift. Let's just take it. Let's trade away Paul George to the Clippers for a history. Like, that's the first time in history a team has ever received that many picks. So OKC, it's the perfect time for them to do it. They trade Paul George to the Clippers. Now you just have Westbrook sitting there, basically in his prime, kind of on the downside of his prime, in the rebuild. That doesn't make sense. So to be fair to Westbrook, you have to trade him to a contender, I guess, right? Now we end up with today. They trade Westbrook to the Rockets to play with James Harden. James Harden was number 1 in usage rate, averaged 36 points. Westbrook is pretty much up there, probably in the top 5 or 10, averaging a triple-double. It's not going to work. I don't care what no one says. I mean, this is my opinion. You have your opinion at the end of the day. I feel like it's not going to work. So, yeah, like, that's pretty much it. Like, I mean, we're going to see what happens with Chris Paul. Obviously, Westbrook is now a member of the Houston Rockets, and he has a couple years left on his deal, so he won't be able to get out of there anytime soon. So yeah, Westbrook and James Harden in the West. We got another duo in the West. It's just duos this year. It's like a lot of duos. So yeah, we're gonna see what happens. Let me know what you guys think about this trade in the comment section down below. Do you guys really think that Westbrook is gonna be able to win with James Harden? If he couldn't win with Paul George or Kevin Durant, 2 better players than James Harden? But yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. Like, comment, subscribe if you're new. And don't forget, hit that notification bell so you guys get notified when I upload new videos. It's your boy, J Ranks, and I'm out.